Welcome to the Necessary Conversation midweek edition. We have an announcement to make. There's not going to be a Sunday show this week. I'm out of town. We are going to try to do one Monday. It may or may not come together. We don't know. But there will not be a show Sunday, just to let everybody know. But we'll pick back up mid next week at the very latest and potentially have a Monday episode as well to make up for the Sunday one, especially if there's big news, which there already is some big news happening, especially with Tulsi. Today, what we're going to do, Mom, you said on our last Sunday episode that you had not read any of the Epstein files. Well, I
I do
have some
have,
of them for you to read here today.
okay. I do have a few little ditty things too.
Okay, do your ditties and then we'll get into the Epstein files.
They're kind of ditties, I guess. Okay. Congratulations, Penny, the Westminster Dog Show winner. She won Best in Show.
Okay.
She's a Doberman. She was beautiful. It's the first time in 37 years that a Doberman had won. Dad and I were watching it. We really enjoy dogs. We watched a lot of it. And then Dad was making fun of the handlers. Imagine that.
Okay.
The people that run alongside the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we had fun. We watched that. Okay. This
All right.
Sunday, no, as your dad says, Bugs Bunny, but it's Bad Bunny. We will be watching the American halftime with Kid Rock, Gilbert, Lee Bryce, and Gabby Barrett.
Okay.
Chad, will you be watching the Super Bowl?
No, I'll be out of town. I'll be driving in a car.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You're gallivanting, just like your
Mhm.
sister.
That's right.
Okay. Um, You told me to look this up. I did. There was no credible evidence that I found at whitehouse.gov displaying any Nazi symbols or Nazi signs. It was misinformation, manipulated
Mm.
content. I looked that up on fact checkers and confirmed repeatedly story it never happened. Images were fabricated.
What
I
images? What are you
watched,
talking about? They literally use Nazi slogans in their videos.
okay, I saw
I
nothing
showed those
and
to
I looked
you
that up.
on the
Okay,
week we did that
fabricated.
episode.
I did watch half of Brainwashing of My Dad and watched some little
Oh, what'd you think of
parts
that?
of it. It was very interesting. It was very
Okay.
interesting.
And
Yeah.
so, did any of it sink into you, like the Fox News and the internet and the Russian bots and all of that?
No, that
Okay.
dad seemed more crazy over the top, I think, than what your dad is. That's just my
Uh,
opinion. That's the way I look at it. But I
okay.
did like it. I did like it.
All right.
Grammys, I can't believe I said, oh, let's watch it. Let's see who wins the best song. What was I thinking? Okay, Billie Eilish, ridiculous, said F Ice. And then on her acceptance speech, nobody is illegal on stolen land.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people sitting there clapping, clapping, clapping.
Yeah.
The Native Americans demand that she give, oh my God, what is he doing? That she give her land back. Oh my God. Bob, you said you weren't going to be on this. Get out, Bob.
Okay. Bye.
He promised me he didn't want to be on this. And now shut the door, please. Oh my Lord. Oh my day. You have no idea. Anyway, the Billie Eilish thing, I just found it kind of ridiculous. They're all clapping on the word, thank you, on the words that she said.
Mm-hmm.
And, for the people to clap there, they look so stupid. I thought it was a weird statement. It was stupid. Okay.
Do you understand it?
Yes, she lives on stolen land. So you know what? She can give her $7 million mansion in Malibu and open the guarded gates that she lives behind and give her land back if that's the way she feels.
Mm.
I
Okay.
don't want to start arguing already. Okay. All
All
right.
right.
That's my
That it?
ditties, I think. Other than, yeah, Tips Hotline, Trump. I've
Okay.
got all that ready to go. Oh, one, I should have started with this and I didn't. I apologize.
Yeah.
Poor Savannah Guthrie, her mom, they can't find her. I've been praying,
Yeah.
everybody's been praying. I hope they find her safe.
Yeah. That's a very scary and shitty story. I hope everything turns out
Yeah, they
okay.
don't they don't even know yet. And she's been gone a long time and I should have started with that. Yeah. I'm
All
sad.
right.
It makes me sad for her.
Okay. Are you done? Are you done with the ditties?
Now I'm done.
All right. So, what I have presented for you here today is some actual pages out of the Epstein files, this next dump that we've had in relation to Trump, Elon Musk, and Howard Lutnick. and I have some videos as well that we're going to watch. I want you to read these files to me. I want to hear you read them. Okay?
Are any of these from the hotline tip, the tip hotline?
These are from the Epstein Files.
Right, which people
Okay.
called in to the tip hotline, and you're going to make me read these horrific things, which
That's
I
correct.
already have.
No, you
But
told me on
again,
Sunday you didn't read them.
I read them yesterday.
Okay. Well, now we're going to see you read them out loud. Here we go.
If they're on the tips hotline, I'm not going to read that because it's fabricated. And let's see what you want me to read.
I want you to read what this says right here.
Okay.
Can you read that?
I see nothing. I see a white circle going around.
That is your computer shitting the bed. There's an
Okay.
image on the screen right now.
I'm asking you, is this from the tips hotline? I'm sorry, I should turn my phone off. There we
The
go.
tips hotline. Can you see it yet?
Yes.
Okay, read that. Just read it.
Reported and okay, this is hard because the print is so little. Reported and unidentified. It really is. Look how close I'm getting.
Yeah.
Can you read it? Can you read it to me, Chad? I really
No,
can't.
you need to read this out loud.
Reported. Is this, if this is the stuff from the tips hotline,
Uh-huh.
it is not proven at all. And it was proven that these tips that came in, they were allegations that came in right before his election.
Uh-huh.
It was also proven that the FBI then called every one of these tipsters
Mhm.
and no one would come forward and say any more with their names.
Okay, so you're refusing to read this Epstein file.
Chad, goddamn it. I'm trying to get as close as I can with my glasses. I'm not kidding here. I reported an unidentified female friend who was forced to perform oral sex on President Trump approximately 35 years ago in New Jersey. The friend told Chad, I cannot read. I can't see it due to my vision.
All right, here. Let me throw this one up then, because this one you'll be able to read. It's bigger print.
I see the white circle going around. I don't see anything
It'll
yet.
pop up in a minute.
Okay.
I guess. It's weird that you can't see it. I
Not,
feel like you're tricking me. Can you see it yet?
yes, and this is bigger print. Donald
Okay.
Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago called Calendar Girls. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children in. Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's and
Say it.
by entering a finger. No, I'm not saying it. And rated the children on tightness. The guests were elder men, included Elon Musk, Don Jr. Trump, Ivanka Trump.
Okay.
Tips hotline, I'm
Right.
sure.
So you think somebody's just making up these terms, calendar girls, and making up these things that
Yes,
happened?
yes, I do believe that if that was on the tips hotline.
Okay. So you're just completely denying it all.
I'm not denying it. I'm saying if that was on the tips hotline, there should have
Okay.
been some of these were found to have come from the same source, like a person would just call and say and say. Then when they called them back and they were pressed for more details and a
Yeah.
name, they didn't come forward.
Okay.
I
And
don't know how many times I have to say if it's proven, if they are
okay.
pedophiles, if they're pedos, of course, lock them up, put them in jail, throw away the
Okay.
key. A lot of those tips came from the years, the allegations, let's call them what they are. Allegations came
Mhm.
from 2016, 2020.
Yeah.
If they were credible, why didn't the Biden administration open an investigation or
They
right
did.
now?
That's what the Epstein files are. These
Okay,
files
right
are part of
now.
that investigation.
Well, the people that are accusing this,
Uh-huh.
give us a name. Give us somebody we can go
Okay.
knock on a door and say, "Come here, tell me more." They're
All
not
right.
doing
So
that.
you're just going to deny all the Trump shit. Fine. The next stuff we're going to look at involves Elon Musk and Trump's Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick. For reference, you need to take this as fact, okay? And hear what I'm saying.
Was this
Jeff,
on the tips hotline?
no, these are,
Okay.
again, I'm going to show you emails between Elon Musk and Jeffrey Epstein, and Howard Lutnick and Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay.
You have to understand Jeffrey Epstein was first charged in 2006 following a 2005 investigation in Palm Beach into sexual abuse of a 14-year-old girl.
Okay.
He eventually pleaded guilty to a lesser charge in 2008, okay? You need to know that timeline. 2008 is when he pled guilty. 2006 is when he was charged. All right?
Okay.
So everybody in his circle at that point knew this about him, knew that he was charged and pled guilty. 2008. Okay. Now, this is an email exchange. Can you read that?
I see the white thing going around. I'm waiting. I'm
All right.
waiting.
This is because your internet is very
Yeah,
bad in
my
that room.
internet's terrible. I know it is. Understood. I see
You read
you
it from
from to Elon Musk from
bottom
Jeffrey,
to top. Read it from bottom to top.
bottom to top. Oh, you are
Yeah, this is a
welcome.
chain of emails. So, and look at the date. This is 2012. So this
Okay.
is 4 years after Epstein pled guilty to a lesser charge in that the charge against him that was
Okay.
sexually assaulting a 14-year-old.
So the bottom one says, "You are welcome to stay or just come for the day. Plenty of room. I will send Healy to get you."
Helicopter. That's Jeffrey Epstein to Elon Musk. Okay.
Okay. Then the next one, do you have any parties planned? I've been working to the edge of sanity this year, and so once my kids head home for Christmas, I really want to hit the party scene in St. Bart's or elsewhere and let loose. The invitation is much appreciated, but a peaceful island experience is the opposite of what I'm looking for.
That's Elon Musk saying
And
that.
that was Elon Musk wrote
Yes.
that.
And then the top one is now Epstein replying back to him.
Understand. He said, I will see you at St. Bart. The ratio on my island might make, who is that?
Talila, I'm not sure.
A
Uncomfortable.
girlfriend or his wife
Who
uncomfortable?
knows? Yeah. Okay. So you see Elon Musk is asking Jeffrey Epstein to come to his parties.
Right.
In
Ne-
2012, 4 years after he pled guilty in this charge of sexually assaulting a 14-year-old.
And did Elon Musk go to the parties on the island?
What? Yes. What do you fucking think? He's asking him to go. Here's the next email. Okay. This is also from Elon Musk
Now,
or
while we
involving
did
Elon
bring
Musk.
while we
Okay.
did bring that up, Trump was never on an airplane to that island. That is in the files
Okay.
too.
Fine. Again, read this from bottom to top. So the
Okay.
bottom one is Epstein to Elon Musk.
Any plans for New York? The opening of the General Assembly has many interesting people coming to the House. And that was from,
Epstein to Musk in 2013, 5 years after the
okay.
sexual assault charge.
Then I run and lead product design engineering for two complicated companies. Moreover, SpaceX is about to launch, which is arguably the most advanced rocket in history. Flying to New York to see UN diplomats do nothing would be an unwise use of time.
Okay, so Elon Musk is like, well, why would I want to come there to see diplomats?
And
Then
then,
Jeffrey Epstein has to really spell it out for him. Go ahead.
do you think I'm retarded? Just kidding. There is no one over 25 and all very cute.
So when Jeffrey Epstein is saying there's going to be some interesting people coming to the house, he's trying to insinuate I'm going to have underage children there
Right,
for these sex parties. And Elon Musk doesn't get it. He's like, why would I come there for interesting people and diplomats? And he's like, hey, dipshit, they're all underage.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, that's
and you,
spelling it out. Did
right.
he go? Did he go?
Of
Why?
fucking course he did. And
Then
look, you're
why?
saying did he go? Jeffrey Epstein at this point has pled guilty to a lesser charge in a child sexual abuse case.
Right?
5 years
Yeah,
before this.
right.
They
But did
all know
Musk?
that he is a fucking sexual predator and he's having casual emails with him about going to a party with underage girls
Okay, if Musk went, why did Musk stand on X and everything else and say release the files, release the files?
because he was having a little pissing match with Donald Trump.
I
He
do remember
knows.
that.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Clinton has said the same thing, and they're now going to testify.
I
Um,
know. And they were not.
okay.
But now they are because they're afraid
Yes.
they might go to jail.
Now I want to play you a video. This is a video of Howard Lutnick. This is Donald Trump's personally appointed Secretary of Commerce. This is
Okay.
a podcast he was on talking about Epstein. Let me know when you can see the video, and then I'll start playing it.
I can see the man's face. Yes.
Okay. This is him on a podcast called Podforce One. This is a 2.5 minute clip. We're watching it all. Here we go.
We're
Jeffrey
watching it
Epstein
all.
was your neighbour. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about him. East 71st Street. He was your neighbour for 10 years. How well did you know him?
All right. So we are in number 11 and he lives in number 9.
Right.
So we renovate, we buy our house, and our house is pigeons and mice.
Right.
Okay. That's it. It was derelict.
Right.
So we rebuild our house. We move in 2005. Okay. Jeffrey Epstein is arrested in like 08, I think, or something like that.
Right.
So knock on the door. His assistant on like a Saturday says, Mr. Epstein, your neighbor would like to invite you over for coffee. So my wife and I go next door. We walk the 7 steps,
Yes.
right, to the next house for coffee. We share a wall,
Right.
right? So it's in New York City. So he invites us in. We have coffee in this, and he says, do you want a tour? We said, he's
Interesting.
got a really big house.
Every room you went into?
He's got, well, I'll tell you. So his house is like super big, really wide. And so he gives me a tour in the living room, big living room. And then across from it is double doors. I assume it's the dining room.
Yeah.
And he opens the doors and there's a massage table in the middle
Ooh.
of the room
Ooh.
and candles all around and stuff. So I ask very insightful, cutting questions. I say to him, massage table in the middle of your house? How often do you have a massage? And he says, every day. And then he gets weirdly close to me.
Ooh.
And he says, and the right kind of massage.
Ooh.
Now my wife is standing here. So she looks at me and I look at her and we say, I'm sorry, we have to go. And we left. And in the 6 or 8 steps it takes to get from his house to my house, my wife and I decided that I will never be in the room with that disgusting person ever again. So I was never in the room with him socially, for business, or for even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross.
Okay. So you got that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Howard Lutnick says he met him once before all the charges. He's gross. We made a decision in the 6 steps to never speak to him again. This is an email that's in the Epstein Files from Howard Lutnick to Jeffrey Epstein. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Can you read it?
I'm looking. I don't see anything yet.
All right.
The white thing's going around and around.
This is from December 19th, 2012, by the way. So this would be 4 years after the charges.
I can't. It's pretty tiny print. Let's
You
see.
can do it.
This is
Come
like
on.
I'm at the eye doctor today. You're giving me an eye exam.
Okay. You
Do I
can
go
do
from
it.
bottom to top?
What's that? Yep, bottom to top.
Okay, here we go.
This is the bottom one is from Howard Lutnick to Jeffrey Epstein.
We are landing in St. This is like an eye exam. Thanks, Chad. We are landing in St. Thomas early Saturday afternoon and planning to head over to St. Bart's on Monday at some point. Where are you located? What is the exact location for my captain? Does Sunday evening for dinner sound good? I have another couple, Michael and Marcy Lehrman, with me on the boat, and each of us has 4 kids, 2 16, 2 14, a 13, a 12, 11, a 7. Ew.
Thanks, Howard. And then it's easier for me to do this probably.
Yes.
Epstein replies, come Saturday or Sunday lunch, Little St. James on the map, behind Christmas Cove. And then Leslie Groff, I assume is Lutnick's assistant or something, says, I'll let you know what he says. So Howard Lutnick is on tape saying, my wife and I said he's disgusting and we never saw him again after that. He's emailing him to set up lunch dates with him and his children.
And that was after
The
that
charges.
video?
That was in no, the video is very recent. He's lying about the
he's
past.
lying. Yeah, got
Okay?
it.
You understand he's caught in a lie here, right?
Right.
So, and this is again, Donald Trump handpicked this guy to be his Secretary of Commerce. Donald Trump handpicked Elon Musk to be in his immediate orbit, running Doge.
Well, they need to
all
be
of this.
investigated for sure. That needs to be investigated.
Well, they're not.
It needs to be. I have said this before, Chad. I don't believe in pedophiles. Those people are terrible. They're creeps. Whatever they did to those victims and kids, they need to all go to jail or rot in hell.
Except Donald Trump.
Donald Trump never was on the island. There are accusations.
Never was on the island doesn't matter.
the tips.
You understand Jeffrey Epstein wasn't just doing this at his island. It was an everyday occurrence, part of his life, no matter where he was, whatever party he was throwing, it was all a part of it. There's allegations from a 16-year-old girl in a diary that she wrote, which I assume you wouldn't take that as real either, that Mar-a-Lago was kind of like the ground zero for where Epstein would come to get girls from Donald Trump, that he would sell them to him. You saw that check that Donald Trump or Epstein presented Donald Trump, or vice versa, $20,000 for a fully depreciated woman. You saw that picture. I showed that to you on our show. There's so much linking Donald Trump to Epstein and selling and abusing of women.
Once Epstein, though, was went to prison, I mean, Trump cut off ties with him long before that, didn't he?
No, that's what all of this shows.
Why do I read that? Why do I read it that way?
Because you're watching Newsmax. Now, I'm going to show you a video of Donald Trump and Caitlin Collins from CNN. This happened just yesterday, I think, or maybe the day before. You want an investigation into all of this, right? If people are in the Epstein Files and are cut away, investigate them. Donald Trump does not want that. Here's what he had to say.
On the Epstein Files, you talked about Democrats who were in there. Elon Musk was also in there, and so was your Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, and correspondence that he had with him. Did you read those new files that were published by the Department of Justice?
I have a lot of things I'm doing, and a lot of things I'm doing. I don't know. You mentioned two names. I'm sure they're fine. Otherwise, it would have been major headlines.
A lot of women who are survivors of Epstein's are unhappy with those redactions that came out. Some of them, entire witness interviews are totally blacked out. Do you think that they should be more transparent?
The fact that they thought they released too much. I heard that, and you tell me something else. So, I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else. Really. Now that nothing came out about me, other than it was a conspiracy against me, literally, by Epstein and other people. But I think it's time now for the country to maybe get onto something else.
But what would you say to people who feel like they haven't gotten justice, Mr. President?
Something that people care about. Yeah, what did you say?
What would you say to the survivors who feel like they haven't gotten justice?
You are the worst reporter. No wonder CNN has no ratings because of people like you. She's a young woman. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I've known you for 10 years. I don't think I've ever seen a smile on your face.
I'm asking you about survivors.
You know why you're not smiling? Because you're not telling the truth. And you're a very dishonest organization, and they should be ashamed of you.
These are survivors of a sexual abuser.
Okay, so you want an investigation. Trump wants us all to move on and sweep this under the rug. And the two sets of emails I just showed you between Elon Musk and Howard Lutnick, he says, I haven't read them, but I'm sure they're fine. Do you think they're fine?
No, I don't.
Okay, so why is Trump doing this? Think about it. Why is Trump trying to sweep this all under the rug, telling us to move on, look at something else, and then when Caitlin Collins presses him and says, what about these survivors who are not getting justice, he attacks her. Calls her a bad person.
I watched that. I did see that. I didn't understand.
Why do you think he attacked her?
He wants to move on, he said.
Why? This is the biggest pedophile ring. You guys on the right are always talking about, secret pedophile ring and they're eating children and all this shit.
Right.
This dump of files is the biggest thing in that story that we have ever had. And he wants you to look somewhere else.
I'm not
talk about
looking
it.
somewhere else. I don't what he said is not right. It needs to be
Okay.
investigated. I can remember 10 years ago,
Right.
do you remember Mel Gibson? I read this the other day when Mel Gibson, about 10 years ago, said this, and everybody thought he was nuts, that Hollywood is a pedo ring, a den of parasites who feast upon blooded children. Every studio in Hollywood, he said, is bought and paid for with innocent children blood. And everybody was going, what the hell is he talking about? Now it's in our face. It needs to be investigated.
Right. But
So
Trump doesn't
if
want
Trump
that
is
to
hushing
happen.
it, then people need to keep talking about it and keep putting pressure on him.
But you're missing, why do you think he doesn't want you to talk about it?
Because I've said this before too. I really think Epstein was paid by higher up people in a different country, which could start with the letter I.
All right.
You know what country I'm talking about.
Yes.
So somehow that country is telling Trump, you better shut this all down and shut up, or we're going to get you, like we
Okay.
did somebody else in your country just recently.
So you think Israel is blackmailing Donald Trump to stop talking about the Epstein files?
Could be.
And so then at that point, let's say
Uh-huh.
that's true.
Uh-huh.
Donald Trump then is so compromised by a foreign government that he
Right.
cannot effectively lead our country. You would agree with that?
No, he can lead the country, but this he can't stop. I don't know if he can or not.
So you think this is, if they have enough blackmail power over him or however they're controlling him,
Uh-huh.
that they can get him to attack a reporter on live
Right.
television. They can
Right.
get him to say, don't look at the Epstein files. I know all these big high. By the way, I researched this a little bit before we got on here. Right now, because of the release of the Epstein files, the United Kingdom, Lithuania, Poland, and Slovakia have all now opened investigations into people that are in the Epstein files that they have jurisdiction over. We have
Wow.
opened 0
That's
investigations.
good. I mean, that's good, and we should open them too. I
But we're not
totally
going
believe
to.
that, Chad.
Todd Blanche, his deputy attorney general, has said it's over. There are no investigations. We released the files and we're done.
No,
He has said it
people
is
will
over.
pressure. People are going to put pressure on this. They will not
Who?
just stop with this.
Who's going to put pressure on it? The DOJ is controlled by Trump. There's no one to bring an investigation that Trump
No.
doesn't control. And
There's
you
no way
believe,
it's just going to stop.
I agree with you. I don't think it's going to stop, but Trump's not going to bring an investigation. This is going to have to, I don't know how it's shaking
So
out,
far,
but like,
though, no documents that have been released have really accused him of sexual
oh my
abuse
God.
of children on the island.
You just read one. You read one at the top of this. The
That was
Calendar
not-
Girls.
That was not on the island.
What
And
does
that
the
was-
island have to do with anything?
Those hot tip things do?
So
Because
if he
people,
abuses a child, but it's not on Jeffrey Epstein's island, you're okay with that?
no, you know I'm not.
Then why do you keep saying the island? Who gives a shit if it was on the island?
Because you guys were you were salivating to see if his name was brought up in logs that flew to that island or not.
No,
to
I don't
start.
care if he was on the plane or at the island. There are videos of him and Epstein partying together, which Todd
Right.
Blanche, by the way, says it's not illegal to party with Jeffrey Epstein. It's like, yeah, it is. After 2008, when he pled guilty to a lesser charge in a child sexual abuse case, partying with that guy after that, I mean, who would fucking do it? You know now what he is. It's public information.
I am
what
not
he is.
against hiding any of this, but they need to get the truth, not accusations. And have you
Okay.
seen recently, this is kind of bizarre, the picture of the New York mayor now standing there with his mother,
That's AI.
with Epstein?
That's fake. It's AI.
Has she not met with Epstein before?
It is all fake. Read it. You can read all about it. That picture's not real.
With him as a child, standing by the mom.
Correct. That's right.
See, I believe it was true.
And it's not.
Why is it circulating all over?
For people like you to think it's true. Because you're like,
Why
I
have
hate
they not
Mamdani,
shot-
and now he's in the Epstein files.
Why have they not shot that down yet?
They have.
I'm seeing it all over the place.
Okay.
See
Let
if
me
you
go
can debunk
to
that one for me.
Snopes. I'm going to do it right now.
Because then I read
Mamdani
on that he's
and
the love child
Epstein
of
picture.
Epstein.
Okay. Okay, so
Okay.
here you go. Go to Snopes. Beware images showing Mamdani and his mom with Epstein, Clinton, Gates, Bezos. Although Mamdani's mother attended an after party at Ghislaine Maxwell's house for a film she directed, the image with Mamdani is entirely fake. An image
But the
authentically.
mother was there?
Yep. An image circulated online in late January, early February 2026 allegedly depicted New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani as a child and his mother with sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, former U.S. President Bill Clinton, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates, Amazon owner Jeff Bezos, and Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell. Conspiracy theorist and InfoWars Alex Jones posted the image and claimed that it was real. And then you can see Alex Jones had this post. Grok says this photo of the young future New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani with Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, and others is real. Jones' post received 1.6 million views. The image of Mamdani and his mother with Epstein, Clinton, Gates, and Bezos originated with Dumbfuck Finder, a social media account that describes its output as being humorous and satirical in nature. The X account is labeled parody account, and its bio says it shares imagery created with AI to expose people who believe it. You are one of the people who believes it. The image
Well, I
spread.
look at Instagram, it's there. I look at TikTok,
Yes.
it's there.
And
I
I'm
look
telling
on
you,
just the web, it's there.
and I'm telling you, it's not a real picture. It is AI. You have been tricked.
Okay. Then
Do
I
you
won't
believe
believe
me?
it. I do believe you on that.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I do believe you.
What do you mean you don't know? No. We ran the image of Mamdani and Nair through AI detection software Hive, which found the image to be more than 97% likely to be AI generated.
But his mother was at a film thing with them at a party, right?
Why does that matter?
That she associated with them herself.
And
And
Donald Trump associated with Epstein multiple times. There's multiple videos and pictures of him that are real with Epstein and underage girls. So, what is it? That matters or it doesn't?
I told you, yes, if they're true, if the accusations
Okay.
are true.
You're trying to say Zohran Mamdani's mom was at a party with Epstein, so that's
Right.
bad. Trump was at a million parties with Epstein, so is that bad or not?
He cut the ties with him after the allegations.
My God. Okay, so you think Zohran Mamdani's mom was friends with Epstein?
She's in a picture standing there.
Okay,
That
so
you
is
said they
Trump.
just put the little mayor in as AI.
Correct.
Correct.
No, the whole picture is AI.
How could they? What if they AI'd Trump and everything?
They didn't.
Okay.
There is video from the 90s of them partying together that is not AI.
Here's what I'm saying. There were the 3 pages of that tip hotline where just horrific things were said
Correct.
that Trump did. I couldn't even read it. I was getting sick to my stomach.
Yep.
If those were credible, why was there not a real investigation or a criminal case brought against him or anyone else that they were talking about in the tip hotline?
Because
I
they
know
are
that
protecting
those
all
files,
of these people.
Okay.
You understand they blacked out faces and names and emails of tons of guys that are co-conspirators with Epstein.
Right.
Trump included. They blacked out. There was a thing in the Epstein Files that was just a picture from a Forbes article about Donald Trump, and they blacked out Trump's face in it. So they have been instructed to black out everything of Trump in the Epstein Files, except these things that he can easily deny. That's crazy. It was just a tip hotline, as you're denying it now. The real shit about Trump is hidden behind giant black squares.
Well, the part I don't understand too was Biden's administration so stupid
Yep.
that they could not release this stuff earlier to tank Trump and then not worry about Trump anymore?
It's for 2 reasons. One,
Why?
it was an active investigation, so you can't release the information while the investigation's going
Biden
on.
was a
2,
president. As you're telling me Trump can
Yeah.
do anything now as president, so could Biden have.
Because the investigation was over when Trump was president.
But Biden had these, he knew these records. They were there,
Right.
supposedly.
So the investigation is ongoing during Biden, so he can't release it legally. Two,
Okay.
even if he wanted to do that, under Biden, there was still the assumption that the White House and the DOJ operate separately, that the president doesn't influence how law is done in this country and law enforcement and investigations. That used to be the way America was literally until Trump.
Well, I think
Because
Biden
Trump is an
also-
authoritarian, he now controls the DOJ and the FBI and the fucking NSA. He controls it all. And so when he tells them, yeah, we have to release the Epstein files, but make sure I'm not in them, they are going, like, and this is, I think, very much based on evidence, they have released the names and photos and addresses of a bunch of victims, over 40 victims. These are people who didn't want their names and images released. They released them. So it's either through ineptitude, like just being terrible at the job, or they're doing it on purpose to punish these women. Either way, they release them. There are pictures of Donald Trump in those Epstein files that are like I said, a picture that was used in a Forbes article, just regular pictures of him as president in the White House, where they blacked out his face because he told them, get rid of me from these Epstein files. That's why it took so long to go through them. Even trying to go through them and redact all of Trump's names, his name is in the Epstein files over 5,000 times.
I know. I got on Epstein.media, I think, is where I started looking at stuff. But there was everything from his BOA account, Bank of America account, to security accounts, to this and that. His name was in there a lot, but it wasn't with sexual predator stuff that I saw. It was like all different kinds of things in there.
Okay.
So just because his name was in there that many times, and I didn't get the pictures.
You're talking
I
about
didn't know
Zohran
how to get
Mamdani's mom in that same capacity. You're saying she
Right.
was at a party and there's this AI picture of her, and you're using that to condemn her and Mamdani, Zohran Mamdani as well. You're using it as like, look at that, they're pieces of shit. But
I
you
am not
dismiss
saying-
all of these instances of Trump that are in
I'm
the
not
Epstein
saying
files.
that for him if he is a pedo, and you know that.
Okay, but what I'm saying is the level of evidence that seems to be required for you, I don't know what it is, because his name appears in the Epstein files 5,000 times. Yes, these are tip lines, whatever, but you have this horrible shit being said about him. Like, why isn't horrible shit like that about Bill Clinton or
It
Bill
is.
Gates?
Well,
No, it
there-
isn't. No, it isn't.
It wasn't on the tips hotline.
Correct.
There
They're
was stuff
in.
I read about Clinton about putting collars and stuff on kids and the boys and whipping them. So I did read some of that. So
All right. I'm just
who do we
saying.
believe, Chad? Who do we believe? Really?
I'm not saying that those tip line things are true. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying Trump is in the Epstein files, both in volume and severity of accusation, in a way that no one else is.
He's in there volume wise because of his business dealings. And like I said, his finances, the banking he was doing and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But
But even that, why is he
standing up
doing
for someone that did that to kids? And you know that. If they
But
did that to kids,
Okay.
lock them up, throw the key away, rot in hell.
why is he doing banking and stuff with Epstein?
It was his Bank of America something and securities or something that I read.
Mhm.
It didn't have anything to do with Epstein. It was with a
Okay.
bank with somebody's name.
But you're missing the bigger point, which is, again, why does he want us to stop talking about the Epstein files? You believe it's
That-
because he's
yeah.
completely compromised by Israel?
Maybe some of it. I don't know. Israel just keeps popping up in my mind. I told you this. I don't like
Right.
it.
Okay. But don't you then think we should have a president who isn't compromised by Israel?
Yes.
Okay, so not Trump then.
Trump is our president and he will be until the next guy is
Right.
elected, which will be
Well,
Vance.
that's not necessarily true. You can get impeached, and if you're compromised by a foreign country, that's definitely grounds for impeachment. Right?
Right?
You wanted that to happen to Joe Biden because you thought he was compromised by China. Now you're literally telling me you believe the reason Trump doesn't want us to talk about the Epstein files is because he is compromised by Israel. You're literally saying that.
Compromised in a way like they could kill him and take him down. That's
Okay,
I
but
don't know.
he's-
That's just I'm just thinking. I'm trying to
Okay.
think
No,
what's
that's
going
fine.
on.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Obviously,
but
I
if I
like that
don't
you're
think-
thinking.
If I don't think the way you do, then you get on my ass.
No, I'm not. I don't know. maybe he is compromised by his beard. I don't know. You may be right. I'm just saying, like, the evidence we have is these files come out. His name is in it thousands of times. People who are close to him in his administration, Elon Musk, Howard Lutnick, are in these files in very credible ways, emailing to set up times to go visit Jeffrey Epstein, talking about underage girls. That's all in these files.
These
Trump
are not going to
then,
go away, like he said. They're not going to be done. They're not
right,
going to
but
go away.
that's
People are going to
fine.
keep
But you
pushing.
have to look one step further. Why does he want them to go away?
He's over it, I guess.
But why? If he's done nothing wrong, and like you're saying, these allegations are just allegations, they're just on the tip line, they're not real. If there's nothing in the Epstein files that he fears being exposed, why
Right.
does he care if we keep looking at it?
He should not.
Correct. But he
Correct.
does. But he does. Don't you see that as like, that's not behavior someone would do if they weren't credibly implicated in the Epstein files, right?
Maybe.
Okay. But you're still going to keep supporting him.
Until proven that these allegations are true.
But his behavior doesn't make you suspicious?
No, because I've read the tip hotline where all the bad stuff was.
Yes,
Those are
forget the
allegations.
tip hotline. You
No,
saw
that's
him
the most
yell.
important thing.
You
That's the
saw
most-
him yell at a reporter for asking, what about the victims? And he said, you're a bad person. You don't smile ever. I've known you for 10 years. You should smile.
That was bizarre.
Just saying misogynistic
bizarre.
shit. It wasn't bizarre at all. He doesn't want people to talk about the Epstein files. That's why it took him a year to pass the Epstein Transparency Act. That's why it took his DOJ multiple months after the deadline to release the files. And that's why every picture of him, even publicly available pictures, are blacked out in those files. Because he said, fuck.
We've talked about the pictures that all the Democrats let out too, where he's standing with the girls at the beauty pageant. So that's not AI. Why would they do that and say, look, he's with young girls when he wasn't?
You get hung up on these things that are just irrelevant.
Who do we believe?
Yes,
Who do we believe?
I'm sure he hung out with women that were not underage. He has bragged about walking in and seeing underage women changing. You've heard him say that. I played that clip for you.
You've told me that.
You have seen him react like this to Caitlin Collins, asking legit questions. He says, you're a piece of shit. Your network's a piece of shit. That's why you have low ratings. We all need to move on from this. It's like I'm looking at an email where Elon Musk is asking Jeffrey Epstein to set up a party with underage girls. We need to move on from this. Elon Musk stood in the Oval Office and was running the country for the first 6 months of Trump's presidency.
I thought I read some of that where it said he never attended.
He's emailing with this guy to set up parties 4 years after he's been convicted, pled guilty in a child sexual assault case.
Right. Then why just a year ago did he have it out with Trump and say, let the files out?
Because I think Elon Musk, maybe correctly so, believes I am the richest man in the world. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. He's almost a trillionaire now, I think. Yeah.
But you can see how this is a collection of purely evil billionaire men who were doing whatever they wanted.
Yes, I do.
Trump is one of them.
If they are pedophiles, they need to rot in hell and go to jail.
Right.
I don't know how many times I've said this and go straight down.
Right, but I'm asking you to look at something here.
I'm asking you, how do we believe that? How do we get this? All the chatter for real? How do we know? How do we know?
Because you look at what's in front of you.
Take them each one to court.
They're never going to go to court. They have too much money. That's part of this problem. When a person has $1 billion, nothing can happen to them. How long did Epstein do this? Eventually he got, committed suicide in jail or whatever.
Right.
But he was doing this for decades without any repercussion.
Right.
They all have been. If you have enough money in this world, you can do whatever you want. And these fuckers at the top are evil. The things they want to do are evil.
But he didn't come from a lot of money, his family. And he was, this whole thing was set up, I think.
Who didn't come from money?
Epstein. People gave him money to start this.
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant?
Irrelevant.
Okay. But someone gave him a bunch of money and said, let's get
Okay.
this going.
We're
Let's
not
entrap people.
great.
Let's do prostitution stuff so I can get
Okay.
evidence on people.
Sure. Probably. Okay. And I'm asking you to think about this. Donald
Mhm.
Trump is at the middle of it all. He's friends with Epstein. They're trading girls back and forth between Mar-a-Lago and Epstein's Island. That's all documented. As soon as Trump gets into office, what does he do? He installs Elon Musk and Howard Lutnick, both of whom are in contact with Epstein. All of Trump's inner circle is in contact with Epstein. He's in contact with Epstein. You think Trump is the only person in that chain of people who isn't partaking in these parties, who isn't doing the bad stuff?
No, a lot of people.
Right. But Trump too. Like if you're hanging out constantly with a bunch of people who do this terrible shit, you really think that person's just like, A, doesn't know about it? Like, do you think Trump knew this bad shit was going on?
Yes, and that's why he cut off ties with him, and he
That's a
has said that.
crime.
He cut off ties with him.
That's a crime.
To cut off ties with him?
To know that somebody is committing child sexual abuse and not report it and keep hanging out with them, he didn't cut ties. That's part of what the Epstein Files is saying too. Trump is lying, just like Lutnick did about saying, we knew immediately he was gross and we never went to his island. Cut to,
Right.
well,
And then
here's
they
an
did.
email 4 years later where you're asking to go to his island. Trump
Right.
did the same thing.
They all need to be held accountable some way, somehow.
Even Trump.
And help, yes, and help the victims. If it's all true, yes.
Okay.
I don't know how many times I have to say this.
I don't know. I just never feel like you are quite grasping exactly what's going on here or that you believe what's in these files.
The tip hotline stuff, I do not believe that.
Okay.
That's kind of been proven that was all not right. Accusations. No one came forward after they called him back. No one would come in and say yes. Same accusations from same phone.
Yeah. Do you think Howard Lutnick and Elon Musk are fine, like Donald Trump said?
Like I said, probably no. Probably,
Okay.
I don't know, Chad. I don't know.
But you have
This
to come
This
to
is like reading a book, and do you believe the book or do you not? Until proven guilty and they're taken to trial in court.
But that doesn't mean anything to you either. Trump has been found guilty of 34 felonies, and you don't believe it. That happened in a court.
Not found guilty.
Yes. Found guilty.
Okay.
You want to read this?
Yeah,
to you?
let's read that. Let's read that.
Okay. A New York jurors in the New York criminal trial against former President Donald Trump have convicted him of 34 felony counts of falsified business records. This was May of 2024. Are you listening to me? What's going on?
Yes, yes.
What are you
I was
looking at?
Googling too. Go, I'm listening.
This is the first time a former or sitting U.S. president has been convicted of criminal charges. The jurors said they unanimously agreed, that Trump falsified business records to conceal a $130,000 hush money payment to Stormy Daniels. The 34 felony counts are, let's see, invoices for legal services, guilty on 11 of 11 charges, checks paid for legal services, guilty on 11 of 11 charges, ledger entries for legal expenses, guilty on 12 of 12 charges. And it just lists them all. That's a giant list of 34 things. Do you want me to go through them? Invoice from Michael Cohen
No.
marked as
And
record
he's
of Donald
not,
J.
and he's not in jail, right? So
Huh?
he's not in jail.
Because he became president, and that's that. The Supreme Court has said you can't put a president in jail. And that's it. He was found guilty, and then before sentencing, he became president, and now it's just gone. Do you see how corrupt that is? Hello?
I'm here.
He's above the law now. He's been found guilty of 34 felonies. He won't do a day in jail. You don't think that's bad?
That was all done. It was over.
Okay. You don't get it. Thank you for joining me today. I don't know what to do at this point in order to get you to see what is actually happening here. It's astounding to me that you just nothing registers if Trump is
What
involved.
do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? I don't agree with anything if those people did that. Okay. I don't agree with that. They should all
Okay.
rot in hell and go to jail.
Okay.
So,
Except Trump.
no, he should too. If he did that, he's not my president. I don't know how many times I've told you this, and he should be in hell and go to jail, or
But
go to
you
jail, then
keep
go to hell.
saying that like if he did those things, but then I'm showing you like, okay, here's the allegations against him, and you're like, well, that was just a tip line, so you dismiss it. Okay, here's
That
what he.
allegations. You're
Yes.
right.
Okay.
Allegations.
Sure. And then, but they're not going to investigate them because he
Let-
controls the DOJ. Do you see how the whole deck is stacked? He controls every one of the governmental agencies that could possibly investigate him. He has told those agencies, he installed Pam Bondi, who's not going to ever do anything bad against him. Kash Patel is so far of his fucking butthole, it's embarrassing. He's not going to ever do anything against him. They are actively concealing information to protect him, including the redaction of his name in the Epstein Files.
There will be more pressure put on him to keep doing this and investigate the people that are in there. There has to be.
But who cares? All he has to say is, Pam Bondi, we're done. Kash Patel, we're done. Go steal some more ballots for me and let's control the next election. He has installed loyalists at every meaningful position in these government agencies who are now actively breaking the law on his behalf, almost on a daily basis. And so when you see that clip of him yelling at Caitlin Collins, we should move on. You're not nice. You don't smile enough. That's because he's pissed off that people won't let it go, because he knows if we get to the bottom of this, he is fucked. He knows that. That's the only explanation for that kind of behavior.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that wasn't good. I don't know. I don't know anymore, Chad. I really don't know.
Okay,
The
that's
world
good.
The world is crazy. Did you see the illegal? It was 2 illegals in Dallas. I didn't even talk to Haley
Too
about
illegal what?
it. Like nationals from
People?
Mexico.
2 human beings?
Yeah.
All right.
Illegal aliens up on top of a bridge shooting at people in Dallas as they drove over the highway.
No, I didn't see it.
I didn't even talk to Haley about that.
This was today?
This was about 4 days ago.
I didn't see it. Send me a link.
The world's crazy. I don't know what to do.
Right, but you always come to these like kind of final conclusions like, well, everything's crazy. I don't know. Maybe it was AI. And then you believe the AI shit when it's against somebody you don't like. But
No.
you don't believe it, huh?
No, he's only let 16 people freeze in this bitter cold is all.
Who?
New York mayor for not bringing them in off the street. 16 people froze to death.
Well,
There's a lot of
45
people
people have died in ICE custody so far, so
There.
Trump's doing it too.
Okay.
Thanks for doing this. I just feel like there's got to be something's going to come out that will be undeniable for you, where you can't just be like, I don't know.
I hope so too. I hope so too.
Anyways, we will be back on possibly Monday. No show this Sunday. And then if we don't do Monday, we'll be back next midweek. But thank you for doing this, Mom. I do love you. I think we still can save you. You're right there. I can feel it.
I am saved. I'm already saved.
Let me ask you this. Can you imagine a version of yourself that doesn't like Donald Trump?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
There you have it.
I love you, Chad.
I love you too. I will talk to you
Please
soon.
be careful gallivanting.
Huh?
Be careful while you are gallivanting.
Driving?
Yes.
All right. I'll try to be careful while I drive.
All right.
Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll be back next week.
Bye.